Welcome to CS-405 Secure Coding. This is Curtis George, the Technical Program Facilitator for Computer Science. In order to use Codio, you're going to be given a token or to enter in an announcement in this course. To this, you're just going to click on the link and then it will say to join the class. You go here, join the class, enter the token that you're given. In the classroom itself, you're going to have different modules that you can be able to program with, and there's tutorials in each one of them. There's databases, software engineering, and operating systems. We also have a programming playground that you can use and develop different portions of your code or experiment with your code. With databases, if you open it, when you start the guide, you'll come up with a initial screen. First thing we're going to talk about is SQL injection attacks. And for this, we created a little database that you can play with. Your database application is going to be on the left. The instructions of what to do in order to do an SQL injection is on the right. So basically, just follow the steps on the right, and you'll see the different results. I'm not going to go through this for you, but once your information is entered into the left panel, you can check it with customer information here, and that'll make sure that your information is actually in, or is actually has been compromised with SQL injection. So basically what this is going to do is once you do the injection, it's actually going to give you the first name and the last name and the customer's balance, which usually you shouldn't have access to. We're going to go over some different ways to mitigate an attack. So just run through these different steps and change the code, and then try to do an SQL injection afterwards. There are also other Codio modules that we're going to be going over. Software engineering. Once again, start the guide. And this is going to be basically with C++. We have different sections here. First section we're going to go over is buffer overflow. And with this, we basically compile G++, so that's why we have the command space or command line right here. So each time you change the code or do different things on the right-hand side here to create a buffer overflow, or actually to prevent one here soon. As you go through this, changing the code, you check the code at different steps to see that you did it correctly. By just clicking that button, check it. If you go through all the steps, you should get a green arrow each time saying that each check passed. And before each time, you're going to do you're going to run the code or use the GCC command to compile, and that basically just compiles the code. And then your output's going to be here, which is what you do with check it. Then when you go to the next screen, you do another exercise, in this case improper initialization exercise. And we have two sets of code, and the reason is that we have different exercises that we use both code in both panels, the code in both panels. And the last exercise is going to be improper operand exercise. And you do basically the same thing. Basically, it has a code and it has an error, and then you fix the error. So if we go back to the third module, we're going to go over operating systems. Sometimes you'll get this. Just hit OK. Go ahead and start the guide. And with this, we go over race conditions. We create a race condition for you. And you go over the different steps. Of course, we tell you about it a little bit here. Entering the different commands and what to do. And then after a while, we tell you how to fix this, which is what we call mitigating the attack. And then you can go back to your dashboard. Yeah, each of these are embedded into your course. I believe it's Module 2 is the first one, but then there's Module 4, and then Module 6 will be where your Codio labs are located. These are the Codio exercises that we'll be having you do. There's only really 3 different ones. And then, of course, the programming playground, you can experiment with different things you want to do, like buffer overflows or any kind of mitigation attack code that you want to actually use and see how it works. You can use the programming playground. And that's pretty much it for the Codio portion of your course. If you have any questions, be sure to ask your instructor, or you can contact me if you have any questions. Once again, I'm Curtis George. My email is c.george@snhu.edu. And I hope you like this course. Have fun. Bye-bye.